My favorite drink is coffee. My favorite food is cake. Today we're combining the two and making a coffee cake. Not to be confused with coffee cake. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's all mine. Today, we're gonna make a Starbucks coffee cup into cake, and I'm gonna show you how to do it step by step. This is a tutorial for you to make at home because it's not that hard to make, but it might not look as good as mine. So yeah, this is a relatively simple cake that you could probably make at home if you have a lot of talent. It's a good cake to make with kids, and it's a fun cake because you can like prank your parents and say, hey, I went to Starbucks and picked you up a coffee, and then watch them drink it and no liquid comes out. What? It's like on TV, you know, when the actors hold coffee mugs and there's clearly nothing in it and they're just flailing it around. You can do that if you like. We're gonna start with vanilla cake layers and chocolate ganache. So get those. Go get them. And then once you have them, come back here. So we're gonna start by cutting out the cake. I'm using these circle cookie cutters and I have them in different sizes. That's gonna help us start with like a narrow base to the coffee cup and go up wider like a real Starbucks cup does. So I'm gonna take these cake layers that I cut out and frost them from widest to narrowest, like a snowman. We're gonna call him Jack Frost. Jack Frosting. Yeah, JonnyCakes' evil long lost twin, Jack Frosting.
Hello, I'm Jack Frosting. I hate JonnyCakes. He stole all my mommy's attention. Oh, I'm so sad, and now I'm evil and do bad things.
So this is a good cake for beginners because it's really small, relatively simple, and it doesn't require a ton of tools or ingredients. So you don't have to like have an entire commercial kitchen full of cake tools to make it. I've got a turntable and an offset spatula, and those are the tools I'm using right now. These are things you can pick up at Michael's or Joann's. Once I have all these cake layers centered on each other, I'm gonna take a kebab skewer and just stick it through the middle. Oh man, look at that. I mean, that's kind of cute. I think we're done. Coffee. So basically you just want to make sure that if you're looking from above, kind of looks like all the cake layers are stacked evenly upon each other with all the centers in the same spot. Great, so now we are going to give this a crumb coat. And what we're looking for here is that the ganache that we're applying sort of slopes in the right general shape. We want to make sure there's not like large pockets of ganache like jutting out from the sides of this. We just don't want to add too much bulk to this because we're going to put a lid on this cake and it needs to fit. And if this cake is too like wide at the top, we're screwed. So like any crumb coat, this is not supposed to look pretty, even, straight. It just needs to lock in the crumbs. That's really all we're going for here. We're done with the crumb coat and now it's time to chill this to let it set. So you know what that means. Chill break, it's a chill break, yeah. This is the song I sing. Chill break, it's a chill break. So my mom.
Hi, gay fans. Hi, gay fans. Good morning, gay fans.
Loves to take me to Starbucks. She adds an S at the end of Targets, Kmart's, Walmart's, Myers, but Starbucks, no S. You wanna go get a Starbucks, Johnny? I'm gonna call her. I wanna be like, Mom, what's that about?
Hi.
Hey, Mama, how are you?
Good. How's my baby?
Good, I'm so excited to come home. I was just thinking, when I come home, will you take me to get a Starbucks or?
Or take you to Trader Joe.
Or take me to Trader Joe. Hey, Mom, are you gonna watch my YouTube channel?
What do you mean?
That's a really good point. All right, I'll call you later, Mom.
Wait, John, are you drunk?
No, you're on my YouTube channel right now.
You liar.
Okay. All right, Mom, I'll call you later.
All right.
Bye.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, she hung up on me. Oh, she's got a YouTube channel to film for.
I just watched that video I sent, and oh my God, I definitely am going to have that nose surgery.
So this chilled for a minute and it's ready for its second coat of ganache. So this coat needs to look better. So my note for you is to look better. I'm just gonna layer it on thick because then I will scrape away all the excess. So I'm gonna take my bench scraper and ever so slightly scrape down the sides of the cake. And we're just gonna keep going over this, add more ganache, scrape off the excess, and so on, until we get super smooth sides. It's getting closer to the shape of a Starbucks cup, but I might do one more layer of ganache. So let's chill it and let this set up. While the cup chills, we're going to start on the lid. And I'm actually just gonna use a real Starbucks lid and mold it with white candy melts. You get your moment. You've been sitting back there episode after episode. I haven't even touched you. So candy melts are like candy coating. They're technically not chocolate even. You can melt them down and then they dry hard. So you can make cute like molded shapes with them. If you heat them for too long or at too high of a heat, they sort of seize up and become like rock hard. And what we want is the opposite of that. We want a nice like liquidy chocolate. So I melt these down in like 30-second intervals and I check every 30 seconds to make sure they're not overheating. The waiting, it's the hardest part. That's a pretty good consistency, so I think we're ready to mold our lid. I'm just gonna tape up the opening of this lid so the chocolate doesn't pour out of it. Now I'm gonna fill it with my candy melts. You wanna fill it up and then shake out the excess and also smooth out the sides so it doesn't hang over the lip. So I didn't fill it all up because I like to do a thin coat first. That helps me make sure I get into each of the little nooks and crannies of this bad boy. If you can do it in advance, it'd be great to let it sit overnight. But if you're short on time, it can be in the freezer for like 15 minutes. We gotta cover our cup in fondant. All right, so we're gonna roll our fondant out. The goal is to get this as thin as possible. However, the thinner you get a piece of fondant, the more likely it is to rip. It's a catch-22. This is a fondant smoother, just getting rid of any imperfections. I'm popping little air bubbles in the fondant. That will make for a much smoother final appearance on the cake. We're just gonna trim this before we put it on the cake. Not only does it not need to be exact, but it's better if it isn't. It's something that's really easy to trim later. All right, now we're gonna drape the fondant over the cake. I'm gonna use a bit of vegetable shortening. By a bit, I mean quite a bit. I don't want that much shortening on, so I'm gonna just scrape off some of the excess. And then it's time to apply the fondant. You got one shot to do this. In the words of Eminem, don't miss your chance to blow. You got one shot. You better lose your, in the words of Eminem, you got one shot. All right, here we go, ready? And you gotta make those noises when you put the fondant on or else it won't go on right. So now I've draped it in fondant and I'm just gonna trim away the excess. I'm just trying to really smooth this out as we go. It's gonna start to overlap. So we cut down the seam and then we can cut off the excess. It's giving upside down Starbucks cup. What do you guys think? Does that look smooth? I mean, obviously it's too tall. Don't worry, it's a venti plus. Again, trimming off the excess. That's a Starbucks cup with no bottom. Bottomless coffee. Hey, you want bottomless coffee? All right, be my guest, it's gonna spill all over you. Make sure you get these little excess pieces off. Now we're gonna chill this for about 5 minutes. All right, let's trim off the excess fondant at the base of this cake. So it's looking good, but unfortunately your cake, sir, it is upside down. So we gotta flip it over. So I'm gonna put another cake board underneath. And then this is kind of spooky scary. Hope I don't drop it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, it wasn't that scary. I printed off the Starbucks logo on some edible paper. A trick for you at home if you don't have edible paper, 2 things. 1, you can order edible prints online, or you can print this on regular paper and back it with like tape if you'd like, and just know you shouldn't eat that part of the cake. I'm gonna take some piping gel and brush the back of our image with a very thin coat. So the candy melts in our lid have set, so it's possible to pop it out now, which is good. Because if these weren't set all the way, it wouldn't budge. All right, let's put the lid on this bad boy. And ta-da! I mean, you got a coffee cake. Caution, contents hot. Oh, after all this reading, I could really go for some coffee. Or some cake. Or maybe both. Now that's a good coffee cake. Well, there you have it, a Starbucks coffee cup cake tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you try making one of these, show me the photos. Tag me in them, I wanna see. Anyway, this has been JonnyCakes, or as my Starbucks barista likes to write on my cup, JonnyCakes. We'll see you next time.